All right, so I'm going to let Allison Payne take it away with hostess coaching. Go,
Right on.
Allison.
I'm totally winging it tonight. Let me tell you, girls, I didn't do much prep, but I have done this training before. So we're going to go with it. So the first thing when I always think of hostess coaching or parties in general is I always think in the mindset of we are, we're in the, communication business and people business and party planning business when it comes to, basket parties, home parties, online parties, whatever. But you have to think of your host who maybe knows absolutely nothing. Maybe this is the first time she's ever done a direct sales party for anything. And so as much as you know what's going to happen and the gist of it, this person knows nothing. So you really have to, I always say the best way to be good at anything is to really get a system in place and then be able to duplicate it. And so, if you have a great system with all your copy and paste posts to walk through your host, that is the best way to then every party you have is going to be super consistent. Super consistent for what you can bring to the party and you can do to help your host and the party be successful. In saying that, there's always parties that sort of can bust, and that can just be the time of year. That can just be that not a lot of guests ended up showing up, lots of things. But if you stick to the system and you really use every kind of advantage you have to reach out to those customers and work them and definitely work the host, usually you'll have a pretty good outcome. So the first thing that's great to have is a Facebook party checklist. Now since COVID, we do a lot of things online. And so being that it is online, back when I did parties, I would have a paper checklist that I would send or drop off because mostly I only did local parties at that time. I would drop off with the testers and the catalogs and everything. And it would be a hostess kind of checklist. Now you can really do it online. And so the checklist can be, you're walking them through. The first thing, it's difficult because a lot of times you want to just get that party scheduled, right? But it is great if you have the time, if it isn't an urgent to get the party scheduled right away, is to kind of walk them through step by step and say, I know this sounds tedious, but can you please make a list of 50 to 60 people and walk them through. That's the first thing on the checklist is like, make your list of guests. And that would be, again, you walk them through, that's friends, family, acquaintances, coworkers, people from church, school, sports teams with your kids, affiliates, anything like that, but make your list. Okay. And the reason you want them to do that is so that they've put some thought into who they're inviting, because they're going to think of people that if they just start firing off invitations through an online party, they're going to maybe forget people. So this just gives them more like, they're thinking through and making that list if you can. So then once they make the list and they bring it to you and say, okay, I have this many. And I always ask how many, because I could say do 50 or 60. And then if I don't ask, I have had where they're like, I came up with 15. So then if that's the case, I'll usually send them back and say, let's try to think if anyone else, because the problem is mathematical statistics, if they get 50 or 60, you're going to get about 12 to 15 usually, right? So that's why you kind of want those numbers of invites so that you at least have a decent party. Nice to have a good 10, 12 people or more. You end up with a party of 20 or more. That's awesome. Okay. So that's the first thing. Now, the next thing that I think is super duper duper important is how they invite them. And I think you guys have probably heard this a million times, not letting them spam invites. So that's why sometimes I will create the online group, but I will not right away invite the host, which seems really funny. But if you invite the host right away, sometimes they start just mass inviting everyone. And I don't know how many times you look at your phone and get invites to parties where you weren't personally asked by a message. You've just been like, hey, so-and-so's invited you to this and this. And some of them, I don't even know what the business is. It's like a party name and I don't even know what they're selling. And I just find that so impersonal where it's easy for me to go, decline. and I'm on with my day. Whereas if you reached out to me and said like, hey, Allison, I just found this new business and tried the products and I absolutely fell in love with them. And, their new holiday collection is coming out. And I saw some of the products and thought of you, and I would love for you to take part. Here's the party link. The party starts on this date. Hope to see you there. I feel obligated. There's something about me that once I read that, I feel obligated. Like she thought of me. I'm at least going to, one, say I'm attending, and I'm at least going to make an appearance and check out what the products. And guess what? I'm like a shopper. So you'll probably get me in there, and damn it all, I'll spend the money and buy stuff, right? So that's why that's so important. And so even to make it easier, I have, so on my phone, when you go into like the, it's just like the notes section. It's got the little, notepad, I'm old, so I don't know what the name of it is, but like the notepad. So if I go into my notepad, I have copy and paste templates of everything already set up. So even when I get my host and she's given me her list, I have a template already set up that I send to her ready to go. That all she has to do is change the guests' names, and then she can customize and personalize it if she wants. Most of the time they don't, but if they have the time and they want to, lives are busy. So to try to make it as easy as possible for that host to still do what you want, but they're not, like, some people would be intimidated to be like, oh my God, I have to write something. So why not give it to them and it's already written and they just have to tailor it and copy and paste it. So I'll read you a couple of my ones that are in my notes here. Like here was one, hello, and then I have like friend's name in quotation so they know to change that. I hope things are going well for you. I've been loving Scentsy products for a while now and I'm obsessed. I'm having an online Scentsy party. It starts on Monday and runs until this date. I saw some of the products and thought you would totally love them. They're just bringing out their new harvest and holiday collection. They have so many different products. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I am super excited about it and thought you may be interested in joining. And then I have, please click on the link below to join the party. And then it says join so-and-so Scentsy party link with the link. So then they hit the link and join into the group. So it's like they're right away, it's there for them to join. That's a better way than just mass inviting people. And again, I have a couple different templates. I don't know if that one was a really good written one, but just something to say like, I'm super pumped about it. And would you be interested? I even have one I have written for, just getting a little off topic, but when I so every time I get a new recruit, I ask them if they want me to throw them a launch party. And when I throw them a launch party, I still give them the written template to invite everyone to their launch party that says like, hey, I love the products. I just joined. I'm having a launch party, but I still give it to them. Anything to make things not so overwhelming for people is great. And again, I don't have to write it or, invent the wheel. I have them all on my phone. So then I give it to them. Then they start inviting everybody. Once they start inviting everyone with that template, then I will add the host to the group. Okay. And so then in my checklist, I do have a whole blurb about making sure that you are interactive and that I have a little blurb saying, think of it like you're having a home party and you're inviting your guests. Okay. One, if you invite people to your home, you're going to open the door and you're going to welcome every single person into your home. You're going to do the same with an online party. Every single person that arrives, you're going to welcome them. And that's where, and it's twofold because I get the host to welcome them and be like, hey, thanks so much for joining my party. I'm super pumped. It's going to be fun. But then I also, as the consultant, will also send a message saying, hey, my name's Allison Payne. I'm going to be the, consultant with the party. I'm super excited you're here. And then I put a little housekeeping, that the party link is in the announcement section or feature section of the party so that they know it's there. It's also going to be listed on my party posts, but then they know where to go for shopping. But I also want the hostess to welcome each person as well on the group. And the reason I want that also is it's getting the hostess used to being active in that group. You want them to comment on things, tag people, the more interaction in the group and the party, the better you're going to do, right? So, so that's that. And then making sure that they're interactive and that they're welcoming their guests. And then the next thing would be, as we start with the party, I do like asking the host to do a top 5 favorite things in the catalog that are on their wish list. Post that in the group and share that. Hey, this is stuff on my wish list that I've already eyed up and that I want to buy. Having this party, people love seeing what other people want. Plus, the person might not even know we sold that, and then they're like, "Ooh, I really like that," And so that's also another thing in my Facebook party checklist. So I'll get the host to do that and post that, saying like, my favorites of what I want to order up there. What else? And then, of course, I have the next thing is, and again, this isn't really, I don't want to say this isn't the host. This is more me, but the host could do it. I do 3 check-ins during a party. So within the first couple days, I'll be like, hey, hope you're enjoying this. Is there anything that's caught your eye? Then usually I'll maybe reach out and do a little message halfway through the party. And then of course, at the end of the party saying, so again, it's just really being, if you've got all your posts scheduled and your host is sort of doing her thing with your checklist, that leaves you time to just also network with the customers or guests in the group.
Sorry, I'm gonna ask a question.
Yeah.
When you say you're doing like a 3 level check-in,
Yeah.
is that with all guests or with the host?
So that's with all guests. I try to do that. Yeah, all guests. Now the host, you definitely don't want to be like code silence. That's where, and they're, I'll be honest, most parties, I do have to nudge the host to sort of be more interactive because they're shy. They're not used to doing a party. It's not their thing. Rarely will you get the odd host that's just like the hostess with the mostest that's really good at this. And those are the ones that you want to be like, oh my God, you're a natural, you should sell, right? But you get a lot of them that it's like crickets. And that's where you need to be like, hey, like, I don't know your guests as well as you do. Maybe, when I'm on doing the pet products or the kid products, maybe tag the ones that would be, have pets or have kids or, things like that and be like, hey, check out these products. Just anything to be personal, like to make it personal. Again, that's where it comes back to, if you had people in your house for a party, you'd be walking around mingling, chatting with each one of them, right? So that's where it's good to reach out and be like, hey, hope you're enjoying the party. If there's anything you saw, things like that is important. So yeah, I have little personalized little things that I send. Here's another great tip is, and I got to find them, but I have them somewhere in my photos. I have a whole bunch of little photos that say hostess tips, and I will post them. So here's another thing that this isn't really on the checklist, but I have done where, and Cheryl, you're good at this, is where you can do like a chat with more than one person, like a Facebook chat with more than one person. So you'll have the Facebook group, the Facebook party going, but you'll have a chat open with you and your host. And that's where you can put the checklist there. And that's where you can chat sort of on the side outside the party on what's going on. And that's where those little pictures I'll post saying like, interact with the guests, post your top 5 favorites, welcome your guests, all those. And they're just, you can do them up like, just like we do little advertisements. So if you have all those, again, it's not having to create extra work. If you have a sheet for like a party that says, so-and-so's party, Facebook party checklist, helping them create their list, sending the template. And again, in that little side hostess chat, that's where you can send her each template for her to copy and paste. So, I mean, you can do it on her own. You can do it right on her own chat, but it's nice to have those little, like a group chat separate sometimes that you create, only because if somebody's busy and they have a lot of other stuff on their chats and that, I don't know, it's just right there to go back to. And so that's super handy when it comes to hostess coaching. What else here we want to talk about? Yeah, I mean, and then within my Facebook party checklist, I always put a little something about, you always want to offer the opportunity, right? I mean, the best thing we want to do is flip our hostesses. So always put like information about, hey, because like, let's say somebody had a good party, and even though, yeah, I know it sucks because you lose the commission, but in the long run, you're going to make more money tenfold on if they sign up under you, right? And you grow a team with them. So always great to not only offer that in the party, but to offer that to the hostess, and to maybe put a little, you know, Facebook party checklist. You can always sort of at some point in the party, if it's going well, to say like, hey, this party's rocking. You could totally flip this and get your kit for free. And then this could turn into your VIP group, right? And so that's always something to make sure you ask every single person host, because that's where a lot of people build their teams and businesses, is flipping those hostesses. You know, that's what happened to me. So Marissa, I went to her house to, I didn't know her. She had a brand new newborn baby, and she had this super hyper puppy. And she was like, oh my God, like it's too much. She had a little Frenchie, and my sister always wanted a Frenchie. So she had told a friend that she was looking to rehome it. And then I found out and got a hold of her and said, my sister, I would absolutely love your little Frenchie. And so I said, I'll come pick the dog up, because she wanted to she was like just home with a newborn, overwhelmed, like wanted the puppy out of the house. And I was like, I'll come get him now, because my sister couldn't come for a week. Anyway, so I walked in her house and I was like, oh my God, your house smells good. She sold Scentsy. So I was like, can I get a catalog? And then she asked me if I wanted to have a party. So I had this party, and it wasn't even a party. It was a bag party, and I brought it to my work where I worked at the government, and I set it up in the lunchroom. Well, it was like within 4 days, my party was over $1,000. And in my head, because I had done other direct sales businesses, I was like, why aren't I selling this stuff? Like, I didn't even have to do any work. It's out in the lunchroom. And so that's where I ended up flipping the party. She said, like, you could totally flip the party and make the commission. And so that's what I did. But back then they didn't have hostess flipping. Back then I had to like sign up, and then the party just became my party. But that's how it happened. I didn't do it. I didn't know I was going to like sell Scentsy. It just ended up happening because I wanted the commission. I was like, I'm going to do this. This is fun. So anyway, but yeah, definitely that's a huge thing, is always asking them to flip it. And that's why you want things to be as streamlined and as easy for them as possible, because you want them to see that it's also duplicable, and that, you know, if it was really complex and, you know, there was so much to it, that would scare someone away and be like, I don't know if I could do that myself. But if you make it as easy as possible and say, like, it's just copy and paste, you're just checking in, yada, yada, then they think, you know what, I could do this. Absolutely. And so, yeah, let me just think about if I'm missing anything particular, but pretty much it's just having those copy and paste posts ready, walking that hostess through. It's like, even though it's just for one party, you are training that person on, you know, what to do to make it successful. And again, you want to make sure you're doing most of the work. Like, you don't want to put, you know, somebody's busy and they've already been nice enough to have a party. You don't want, that's why you want to sort of just give them everything and be like, you know what, I can handle everything. I'll send you the templates. You just got to copy and paste them, you know, and then it doesn't take them too much time, which you don't want to do either, right? What else is there? Like, there's lots I could talk about, but a lot of it's like what we do as far as a party. But as far as the hostess goes, that's the majority of it. You could also ask the host, like, you know, out of all the guests that she's invited, is there any that would be a good fit for the business as well for you to reach out to? Because they know those guests, right? You don't know them, they know them. And so always good to sort of have that conversation, because referrals are always great. But I think that's pretty much like the gist of it. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm not thinking of when it comes to hostess coaching. Follow up, obviously. Follow up's huge. So after the party, and depending on how you roll it out, right? Like I just closed a party today. Well, the lady's in Toronto, so everything gets shipped to her. So that's tricky, because then she has to pack it up. It's different when it's here and you get to pack it all up and deliver it to your host in cute little bags and everything's ready. Awesome. That it's not. So that's where it's like, whatever I can do to help, So I've sent her like all the itemized lists of everyone's orders, because a lot of people didn't have it shipped directly. They gave her all the orders. So I've made sure to make it as streamlined and easy as possible for her, so that when everything comes in, she knows exactly who gets what to pack it up. But again, that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, there's a little bit more to it. But for the most part, I think that's pretty much the gist of it. And then, yeah, just the follow-up of, and not just the follow-up of, you know, the customers, but following up on the hostess and asking, you know, just like we do with like Amy, following up, you know, and say, hey, did you really enjoy the party? You got some really great goodies. You want to do this on a yearly basis. Why wouldn't you, right? If you've got so many people that you do parties for and they did really well, why would they not have it again, right? So that's where you can do like I have customers that do parties on a seasonal basis. And so why not ask them that? I wouldn't ask them right when the party ends. You don't want to overwhelm them, but I would reach out maybe a month later and be like, hey, so was everyone happy with their products? Like, did you get any other feedback? You're also going to follow up with all those other customers with their orders, but with the host, and be like, that party was awesome. Look at all the stuff you got. Do you maybe want to do it again for the spring and summer season? Because you could do spring and summer, fall and winter. You're going to get some people that are going to be like, yeah, absolutely. That do really well with parties and have a whole group of friends. And you know how you always get, there's some people that are just like the party people that like having parties. They're good at it. They do it, hosts. Those people are the ones that are great to hit them time and time again. And they'll have those seasonal parties for you. And those parties you just know are going to rock because they know a lot of people, right? And you're going to put them in your book and be like, hey, we're going to do parties. I'm going to reach out to you. You know, when the new catalog comes out, we'll schedule another party. And then also, those are the people you want to flip. That once you have 2-3 of those parties with them and they see the money, like they see the stuff they get free, and you could say, you know what, like this is the, you know, once you've got a good rapport and you get to know them well and you've had some parties, you can say, look at them, you know, this is the money I made. You could totally do this. Even if you only did your couple parties a year, you're going to make that commission back. You know what I mean? And then you can flip those people. So I think that's pretty much it. Half an hour there. I didn't take too much longer.
One thing that I also do, it just like struck me while you were talking. I always make sure too that I'm in contact with the hostess every night, that their party's going on when there's party amount updates. So let's say like throughout the day, you know, they got $200 in orders. I'm always like, hey, it was such a great day today. Just to let you know, your update of your party amount is $250. And they're like, oh, amazing. And then, you know, the next day, if there's no change, I don't reach out. But, you know, let's say day 4, for instance, there's another, you know, update. And I'm like, okay, just let you know, you're at 345. You now have 1 free half off and $35 in free product. So as the totals are growing, I'm giving them that. And then, you know, let's say they're $20 off, that's $665, and that party's coming to an end. That will give them the extra like little bit of oomph to be like, okay, well, I'm only going to get $65 or $64 in free product, but if I sell $20 more, I'm going to get 104 or like whatever it is. So that gives them that bump. And then they're like, oh, and the extra half off. So like definitely pay attention to your totals. Because I've seen some people enter in parties that like, I'm like, oh, honey, you should have just like messaged that host and said, like, if you placed a $5 order, you can get an extra like $60 in free product. So you want to be your best advocate for your host also, because
that's great.
We know the gist of getting the bang for your buck, right?
Yeah, because it goes from the 10% to 15%, and that's that jump. So yeah, that's great to point out. The other thing I do post, you know, every time somebody orders, I will post. This time of year, I don't always post what they order because I did that once and it was a gift for someone else in the party. So I don't do that anymore. But I used to post like, thank you so much for your order. And I would post what they ordered. I don't do that this time of year because
I don't do that at all anymore.
But I used to do that and be like, because sometimes people would see something and go, oh, she bought that? I want one of those. So it was good, but I have had it kick me in the ass where the person was like, can you remove what I ordered? Because it's for it's for my sister in the party. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So,
I always make sure that like, well, in our team group, in the Mighty Go Gutters group, there is a whole album of thank yous. So like you guys can take any of those images from that thank you album and like as soon as somebody orders, feel free to like shout them out and thank them for the order and then put the party link and say like, don't worry, you still have time to order also at shop here and then post the party link. If it's in the middle of the night, obviously you're not going to post a post and tag somebody in it. That's just ridiculous. Just that's when you're going to use that pre-scheduled post thing that you can just schedule it to post at like 9 o'clock the next day, right?
yeah.
I find too, yeah, that if I post when people order, it gets more people like wanting to order. But again, like they said, I will maybe post one picture in the party of like a bar they ordered or something, but I don't post the whole thing anymore for that reason. And also for the reason that one girl was like, my husband can see this and I don't want him to know how much I spent. And so I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
So now like what I'll do to like get hostesses, like I'll post it in a party for my hostess and say, oh, hey, this is what, or I'll post it in my VIP group. This is what the hostess all got. Guess how much she paid for it. This is how much it was retail. But I don't put the hostess's name on there. I don't do any of that because again, I don't want to get my butt kicked because even if she only paid $70, that might be $70 they don't have. And not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm just the dealer.
Yeah.
So sounds terrible, but yeah.
True.
That's the reason why I don't do it.
Listen, we can't control how people spend their money, but people are going to spend their money recklessly regardless. So
might as well be with us.
take their money. At least they're
Dude,
getting product.
I'm my own best customer. Did I need that up warmer? Yes. Did I need it? No,
Yeah.
but it was just so damn cute.
I'm so bummed, you know, those all aglow. I bought one. Now one, I wish I'd bought all three because I freaking love them all set up. That Chelsea Auto, did you see the pictures with hers on the, like, they're so pretty. So now I wish I bought them, but I did buy one and then I sold it. I was like, oh, I'll get it on the next order and they're all gone now, but I'm hoping they bring them back next year because they're so pretty.
I bought all three and I ended up selling them, but I think there are two of them are all coming back, the small gray and the white.
Oh, see, I thought it was just the littlest.
Tomorrow? Next week.
month.
Next
month.
Okay. I'm going to get them even though it will be after Christmas. They're
Ooh,
so
I gotta
cute.
let one of my customers know. How do I not know this? I'm like always
I
in
knew the
news
little
tab.
silver one was, but I didn't know two. I thought just the smallest one, which I want the white and the green one.
The green one
green
is
one
not coming back,
No,
but
it's the
the
biggest one.
white one is.
But
The
you
white
never
and the
know though,
silver.
like maybe the green one is coming back and we just don't know because they have not even a hot clue of what's coming in and what's
True.
not because everything's
True.
stuck in port. And I don't know, like, I don't want to sound like a complainer because I'm hella grateful that
Yeah.
we have this like secret stuff coming in that we have no idea. But I also hate it because I'm a big believer in Scentsy's like LTOs and all the stuff that like you buy it now because you know that the demand's there. And now like I have found that my customers, they're slow really right now buying all the Christmas stuff because they've seen me post that, oh, this is sold out. But then I've been like, oh, post, it's coming back. So I'm trying to keep their hype up, but it's hard.
Yeah.
The
Well,
green one is on the out of stock list, but the white and the gray are coming back.
I mean, it's really, it has saved my butt though. Like there's been a couple times I missed out and the stuff's coming back. So like the gnome warmer, I somehow missed that one and somebody wants one. And same with the little snowman, missed that, it's coming. So the haunted mansion, that was a total blunder on my part. And so I did finally get it when it came back. So it's actually been great, but I know what you mean about you want to say like, hey, and then they're like, you know, but I've been just trying to explain to my customers, it's not that they're doing this on purpose. I'm explaining it's due to like stuff coming in ports, everything's dribbling in. So we're getting smaller shipments instead of the whole lot, you know, and that's why it's, you know, anyway.
Oh, I know. I've still got people asking me when their Lady and the Tramp buddies are coming in.
So you know what I've had the worst people upset is those was it Pua?
I get a message literally every
I
week.
feel so awful.
Every week. And
Yeah.
I'm like, girlfriend, it's like, do you think I want your stuff in my house? If it's here, I'm calling you. I'm gonna say, please come and pick it up.
Yeah. I don't want any more shit in my house.
I know, girl.
I've
Like,
had
my
girls
office,
that
this
do
is me.
refunds. Yeah, like I know Crystal Whitney, she ended up doing a refund because the girl was like, you know, it's been like keeps getting remanded, right? And so she was like, I'm giving her a refund.
I have a girl that has had her order here since May of last year. Yep.
Like paid for sitting in your house.
Yep. I've moved it with me to my new house.
Wow.
I have one of those, but she says Thursday, but I've heard that for 4 months, Thursdays, but this Thursday. So finally I said, how about I drop it off at your house? And because I'd like the money for the 2 buddies. And then she was like, oh, I'm not in Amherst anymore. She was like, Thursday. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, it's frustrating, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
have
just
too
need
many of
dropping
those.
on their
It's the odd
porch.
one. I know.
It's hard.
If it was paid for, I'd be dropping them off at her house and being like, done.
Yeah, this
Oh.
one's not paid for though. I'm bad for ordering stuff without the money.
I am with people that I know are good for it. If I
Yeah.
know that I will get paid from them, I will do it. But
Yeah.
if they're new customers or whatever,
No,
I
try
think
not to now, just because I don't want so much stuff. sitting
or if I know it's something that I
Why?
can sell.
I
Yeah.
just got burnt by a customer that always gave me the money cash. I'd pay for it for her, and she just burnt me for the first time. And this is like the 5th time I've done it for her, and she just burnt me. And she's like, "No, it's okay. I'm too busy for you to stop by to get my money." And I was in her town that's 20 minutes away. I was like, I looked at Brian and I'm like, what the hell? So guess what? I'm too busy. I'm keeping it. I got a scent of the season pack. She didn't pay me. I did. I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Or what do I do? Like with that
No,
customer,
I
she
know.
could cry and turn around and go, well, I asked you for it. Yeah, you didn't pay me for it like you said.
I would
I
just
don't
tell her that unfortunately you had to move on because you didn't know if she actually wanted it or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I would kind of pissed me right off because I did favors for her and she was a good customer, and then all of a sudden you just burn me. Whatever. Oh well.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like it's lessons learned. Like I can tell you, I've been burned once and it was for a huge order, and I will never, ever, ever, I don't purchase anything for anyone anymore unless it's paid for. And I'll have people that will say like, oh, so do I just pay you when it comes in? And I say, actually, it's easier for me because I have so many orders that come in and out every day if you just pay me now. And then they understand, oh, okay. Like
Either that, or I tell people, I say, hey, I need payment at the time because this comes from my family money then.
Yeah.
And I don't have that
Good
money
one.
to come out of my family budget to pay for your Scentsy, unfortunately. I only have, so much, whatever. So like if, to order it, I need to have payment. And if I can't take that away from my family, I'm sorry, I can't front that for you. And most people are super cool with it. If not, then they can go, find it at a Scentsy booth at a show or something like that. But I can't, and most people, when you tell them that, when you put it that way, that, hey, it comes out of my own pocket, if you can't pay for it right away, most people are gonna be like, oh, okay, well then, never mind. And I tell them I take PayPal, Venmo, Facebook Pay, or I can take a card, and usually they'll either call me or they'll just, send it over Messenger, which God bless them, but they'll, find a way to get me the money then, or they'll say, can I mail you a check? And I say, okay, well, I'm not going to place your order then until I get that check and it clears, because again, sorry, we got totally off track from hostess coaching, but yeah, you just have to word it in a way that is honest with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
That's probably what pissed me off so bad, is because she knows it comes out of my money. And I am raising 3 teenagers, and Brian just got back to work after an illness. So she knows. That's what pissed me off. Because it's like, you knew that came out of that's taking food out of my kids' mouths, right? So whatever.
But
I'll find somebody else.
that's going to be your one person. So there's always one person that teaches you that big lesson, and this is going to be your person. You're going to be like, never again.
Learn. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then too, I'm sure we'll talk about it again soon, just that business budgeting, and like making sure that like you have to cover for yourself and like to buy when you can. So now, if you don't have it in your budget to keep that, you have to hustle it up and sell that, 25, yeah, you're going to get paid back 25% on it, but I mean, still, you want to make sure that if you can't afford it, you can't keep it in your house. You got to find somebody. And I'm sure if you post it, be like, hey, I've got a hot special for someone, and maybe take like $2 off it. Be like, hey, someone ordered this and, didn't pay me, and I have it sitting here right now. I'll, give you $2 off if you want to come and get it today. Something like that, just to get it out. Because
Yeah.
otherwise you have way too much, or you're spending.
I have a funny story. I had a customer. I'm notorious for like dropping stuff off and I haven't been paid yet, and then they just e-transfer me. So I had this customer, I dropped it off, never paid. It was like my 10 bars for 64. Never paid me. Like 8 months, never paid me. Never paid me. I just was like, I'm at the money. And then it was like that year, all of a sudden I see, and they joined the group, and they joined Scentsy. They were in our group, but under someone else. So I right away messaged her and I said, oh, you've joined Scentsy. And I said, it would be really nice for me to get my money now for those 10 bars. I would hate to have to like tell your leader that you never paid me. You stiffed me. I got that money in an hour. So I did get the money. I was nice about it, but I got the money.
Yeah.
But
Really?
that's the only time I've ever been like stiffed that way. Usually, I know some people, sometimes it takes a payday or you wait for a baby bonus day, whatever, but I've never been like stiffed except that one, but I did end up getting it. So
it's funny how like you can be that, like, I always say, kill them with kindness,
yeah,
but also have that little spice of the B word in there. And then they're like, oh yeah, I better do this right now, because if I don't, they're going to come at me hot.
I was like, are you kidding me? Plus I don't want any animosity in a group. Right. So,
yeah. Well, and it's just that too. It's like, if you're always nice, that's great, but they're going to know they're doing something wrong off the bat. So if you have to put a little bit of the spice in there and the B word, they know that you are not that person and they're the one in the wrong. So they're going to clean up their act real quick. Otherwise they are a shady SOB, let me tell you.
And you don't want, then we've all had, you wouldn't believe because I sell online, people email me thinking I'm head office all the time. So I always get these emails like to my scented warming, and it's like, hey, I bought off this person who's a consultant somewhere in Canada, and they took my money and I never got the stuff. I get like 2 of those a month.
I get them too.
But I don't know that, they just come in on my like Scentsy.com, like send an email. So then I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like, I wish I could help you, but here's the number for head office. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, so, there's always, you're going to have that in any business. You're going to get some people that sign up that end up taking the money. They probably spent it and they're waiting to get the money to order the product. And then the person's been waiting forever to get their products. And yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's,
so this got a little, go ahead.
In those situations, guys, that's when you swoop in and you become super Scentsy woman, because when they have a bad experience with someone else, you can flip that around and show them what true customer service is all about, and how the real spirit of Scentsy, family and, brother sisterhood is, by, making them feel a little extra special. Could be saying, well, I'm really sorry that happened to you. Do you mind if I have your address? I would love to send you something in the mail. And it could be you chuck them in a Scent Circle, or you could, give them a $10 gift certificate to shop with you, just something extra that's going to make them feel that, okay, I still love Scentsy, and that they don't have that like ill will towards our company.
Can I tell you guys a quick fun story? So I just my best friend, she hosted a party. It was a remarkable party. Doesn't matter. So her best friend from school was in the party, and she booked off my best friend. So she's from Chilliwack, BC, and I did her party online and shipped everything out there. And I didn't realize that she had a party before, and she totally got shafted by her consultant and everything. So, and I didn't realize this. And on day 3, she'd already had over 300 in sales, and she was just blown away and she was excited. Next thing I know, she's asking me how she can be a consultant. And I closed her party. It was over 6 something, whatever. And they all got their orders the day before they got flooded out.
Oh,
They were all blown away, and they were all so grateful. And now I've met
thank
all these
God.
people from BC, and now they're gonna sign up. So happy story.
That's so great. Because like, oh
Yeah.
my God, those flooding stories are just so,
Oh, I can't. I get really emotional. It's heartbreaking.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And now we got that thing about, that's another thing now is like, and it doesn't surprise me because a lot of the roads have been blocked. So I
They're
mean,
gone. There's some roads that
Yeah.
are just gone.
so I mean, if stuff's getting flown into like Vancouver and delivered, but some of those smaller towns where you have customers, there's going to definitely be issues now. Good thing we're as close as we are to the holidays. Hopefully people already shopped.
Yeah,
So.
that's it.
All right. Does anyone have any questions about hostess coaching before we wrap her up then? Hey, nice quick call tonight. I don't think so. Everyone looks pretty good. Rebecca's already wrapping presents.
I know,
for
I love
Christmas
it.
over there. Oh my gosh.
You're such a good
Gotta be
multitasker.
sneaky. Saphira knows the Scentsy stuff way too well, so if she sees what the boxes are, she'll know. That and the boys who
Okay.
never stay out of anything, so.
Oh, my boys know if I tell them the story about myself wrecking my Christmas when I was younger, snooping. And I literally like destroyed their any idea of
The fear got into him.
Well, these are adult boys. They should know better.
Oh no, my Charlie always peeks, always, her whole life. And still now I found like the boxes and I go like, you're still peeking in the closet, really? You're in grade 10. I go, like there were years I put it in the suitcases and put the lock on the suitcase. So they couldn't get in the suitcase to look at the gifts because I was like, stop freaking looking, like get out of here. My mom used to do that. And I think I was a peeker too. She used to lock them in the suitcase, put the little lock on it. But
I
that
literally
still does it.
I destroyed my Christmas. I think I was 11 or 12. I can't remember, but I knew every single gift that I got because I snooped. And it was the worst Christmas because there was no element of surprise. I knew everything that I was getting. And it was like my parents could tell that I knew because I was like, oh, yay. Like, it was so bad. So I told them and they're like, yeah, no, we'll never snoop.
Actually, Brandy, that is hilarious because I pretty much did the same thing. One year I snooped, I found a house coat my mom got me, and I confessed. I told my mom, I'm like, I ruined Christmas. I was probably 12. And I said the exact same thing to my kids. And when I got my stepdaughter, I told her the same story. My kids will never look at their presents. I said, if I find out, they're gone. Your Christmas is ruined.
I say the
God,
same
I
thing. Yeah. I'm like, if you ever snoop, like I will just take every Christmas present that I bought and
Yep.
give it to someone else.
Yep. Work day.
But
It's
I will
awesome.
tell you, because my kids are growing, but Matt's like a big kid. And Matt, because he's like, he loves his weed. He's a big candy eater. He loves this jelly candy, like gummies and all that. Let me tell you, this happens every year. I start in October going to Winners and buying like big bags of the jelly candy and all this. And every week he's like, can I maybe have some of the something you've put away for Christmas? Is there anything in there I can have tonight? And I go, you're eating your Christmas candy. And I've already 3 times gone and bought and he's eaten and I'm back having to go again. And I go, you know, you keep eating, you're going to have nothing Christmas. I go, you're eating all your candy. I know, but is there just something I can have tonight? Like wine gums? I'm just like, oh my God.
That's hilarious that you say that because Josh will get like his little like sugar rush that he wants like something sweet and we don't like, I don't carry anything that's like sugar treats in the house. And he'll do the same thing. He'll be like, I know you've got
Yeah.
something hiding somewhere. And I'm like,
Oh,
what?
God.
What are you feeling? He's like, maybe something crunchy or like
Yeah.
with some chocolate. Oh yeah, it's funny.
Or the advent calendars. Last weekend, he's like, I really think it's December 1st in this house. Cause I get him a Reese's Pieces advent calendar and Hunter gets like the cookies and cream and Charlie gets something else. And he's like, and I go, you're kidding me. No, he's already eaten like 3 out of his like December advent calendar. I'm like, you have no self-control, none whatsoever.
I'll catch my kids too. Like I'll be like, oh, it's December 5th today. Have you eaten your 5th? And they're like, we're already on 15. Like they've like overeat. Like,
Oh, oh God.
but this year Holden doesn't have a candy one because he's just like sugar high out of control. If he has
Oh.
sugar, he's just like bing. But he's got like a Lego one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Vera wants a Crayola one.
Yeah, see?
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, comes with activities and goodies to do the activities, so.
Fun.
Keep them
Gus is
in that
getting a
candy.
Pokemon one.
See, there you go.
I ran out of bags, so I had to make some out of wrapping paper.
This
Oh,
girl, I'm not kidding you. This Rebecca,
awesome.
she is the most
Pretty easy.
crafty person ever. Did you see what she did to the Scentsy boxes?
No.
Okay, so she painted the side of our Scentsy box into like a Christmas themed. So like you don't actually have to like bag them all up individually for people. Like if you're just giving this one thing to a host, it's got all the beautiful Christmas scene on the side. It's
I think I posted
Oh
it in
my
the group.
God, I want to see it.
Pretty sure I posted it in the one group. I'll double check.
yeah.
And Rebecca, you work at Timmy's, right? Which store are you at?
SO on Division.
Is that owned by one of the Agnew sisters or no?
Yep.
So do you know
Good.
so my sister does all the hiring for the store.
know.
Andrea Payne? Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew. I was like, I don't even know.
I
my
love her.
sister.
I talk to her all the time.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was pretty cool. Both jobs, they got one each.
That's right. That's right. Only because I always go through the drive-throughs and they're always like, hey, and I'm like, it's because we look quite a bit alike, right? And then
Yep.
I'm always like, I'm not Andrea. And they're like, oh, sorry. Because we do look quite
Like
a bit alike.
close though.
Yeah,
My
it's
like
funny.
my almost cousin. I call her my almost cousin because her and my cousin are best friends. She's the DM for Andrea. Leslie.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Leslie.
Leslie,
That's
I
the
love
other side.
Leslie. Yes.
Yeah.
She's a hoot.
She's crazy.
So like all you girls are like live right close to one another. I'm totally missing out here in Manitoba by
One
myself.
city. Yeah. Well, Molly's from in the US,
She's in
Okay.
Wisconsin.
but
Cool.
Carrie's here. Patty, you're in Kingston, are you not? Yeah. So yep, the rest of us are local.
Missing out
I'm in
over here.
Kingston.
I know.
I'm in Yarker.
Yark.
Yeah.
I'm outside.
Well, I'm in Elginburg. Yep. Carrie, you in the city?
Yeah, Carrie's
Yeah.
downtown.
I had to
And
fix up my
Morgan-
desk today.
Morgan's
nice
in
and organized.
Inverary. Yeah, so we're all like a close proximity of like a 20-minute drive.
Yep.
It
Easily.
just goes to show though, like it doesn't matter how many consultants are in your area.
Mhm.
Like we all know different people. Like I don't know people that Carrie went to high school with. I don't know people that Patty worked with. Like
Yeah.
all have different networks that we can tap into. So like I hate when people say, oh, I don't want to sell Scentsy because there's too many reps. Like, no, there's not enough reps because there's 1 zillion trillion people in the world.
Mhm.
And there is half of those people don't even know what Scentsy is. Like, I think they live under a rock personally, but there's so many extra people that we could be tapping into.
For sure.
Yeah, like I'm not from Kingston. I'm
No.
from an hour north of Belleville, but right in my little area, there's 4 of us consultants under me.
Yeah. So. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Brandy and I are only like 5 minutes away from each other. And we know same people, but we also like I'm quite a bit older, so we have different circles of friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that far from Brandy either.
Yeah. So
So,
it just goes to show, like, if you want it to work, you'll make it work. You just have to think of different angles.
yeah.
I
Well,
live
if
in
I
a,
could, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I said I live in a tiny little town in southern Manitoba where there's like 800 people here. And there is me and another consultant. She used to be my consultant, but when she accidentally screwed up my order, I was like, you know what? I love Scentsy enough. I'm going to sign up. But yeah, I don't have a problem selling here, even with her being here. And I thought she had most of the customers, no, it's all who you know, really.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. Oh, and it's funny because you'd be surprised how many people sign up even this time of year, like online. Like I've had people signing up every week in November, and I always think, who signs up this time of year? Do you know what I mean? Because we're already kind of through a lot of the holiday season, but people are always signing up to start a new biz.
I just signed up December 12th
Did you?
and I
December
did
12th?
my December 12th. It'll be 9 years and I did my 500 easily in my first 2 weeks. So yeah,
Crazy.
it's so possible
just
no
never
matter
know,
when
eh?
you join.
Honestly, I think this is the perfect time to join, to be honest, because everybody is shopping. So like if you sign up like the end of November, December, like think of all those people that you can get to buy gifts from you. And also you're going to be buying, average people spend around $1,000 to $3,000 for Christmas. So, sometimes lower, sometimes higher. So if you're spending that, like, why wouldn't you join and then gift everybody Scentsy for Christmas? And then you're getting paid off your purchases. Like, it just doesn't make any sense not to. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Alrighty, well, all the t-shirts came in today, so I'm gonna be making t-shirts tomorrow all day for all the graduates.
Let me know if you need help, Allison, because
It's easy peasy. It's not hard work, but yeah, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Rebecca, you got one? Oh, she wasn't listening.
Sorry,
Anyways.
I had it muted.
Oh, I was saying all the t-shirts came in for everyone that did the training, so I'm gonna get them all done tomorrow so people can have them to wear. Yeah.
Dustin just gave me this one.
I know, that's so cute. Let me see.
Hakuna Matatas.
Oh, I love it.
Battery's
Rock
getting
Delby
low.
show.
For breast
Aw.
cancer, yep.
Oh,
That
I
was
see
kinda cool.
those. It's a radio show, isn't it?
Yep, Kingston, K-Rock.
Okay.
Cool.
It's so funny because I had a shirt like made for my niece when she was born that said Hakuna Mas Tatas. It means I'm hungry.
Oh,
And yeah,
yes.
it was really
That's
cute.
adorable.
It was a little onesie. Yeah, it was super cute.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Cute, cute, cute. I love doing it. It was fun. Today I did, and I don't like, my daughter has the business. I don't actually do it for sales stuff, but my boss with the government, who's a friend of mine, oh, I've got it taped up. I did 65 pairs of socks for her, for all the staff. And on the bottom of the socks, it said, my boss thinks I'm, and on the other sock, it says awesome. But 55 pair, I thought, oh, it won't be that hard. But like, you have to weed the vinyl off everything you cut out of the Cricut. It was like it was tedious. I was like, I'm so done with socks. When I got to my 55th pair, I was like, thank God. Like, it gives me
Hope
something.
I never see another sock again.
I know, I was like, enough with socks. But I'll tell you, a great way to buy those really nice cabin crew socks, like I got them for $3 a pair, these big packs of them from this like place, and nice socks. I thought I'm gonna order them next year just for the kids, because like those socks are expensive to get, the ones with the red on the top, the like cabin crew socks, and like you get them for a pretty good deal bulk. But yeah, I'm all done with that, let me tell you. But it gave me something to do.
So I shouldn't say that I want a pair of Scentsy Boss socks.
No, yeah, not any. I'm out of socks at the moment, but yeah.
I think you should get us almighty gold getter socks. Just saying.
Yeah, I'll work on that. That'll be great gifts for next Christmas.
Oh, guys, I'm so sad that we can't meet.
I know. What a
But you
bummer.
know what? Honestly, I think that it's really good that we're gonna do like a a little online gift exchange thing and just kind of go that way because, where
The
there's a
numbers-
where there's a will, there's a way. We've just got to pivot.
Yeah,
Just
the
pivot.
numbers are really ramping up too. Like
Yeah.
we made a safe decision to not get together right now.
Absolutely. As much as I want to have everybody over, I think we'll do something in the spring
Yeah.
outside.
Yep.
And Molly's gonna fly in from Wisconsin and
Yeah,
like
get over here, Molly.
Who's paying?
I'm
We'll
sure we
figure it
could
out.
start a
Buy
GoFundMe.
me in.
Molly
Figure
page.
it out.
We'll start a
'Cause what
GoFundMe.
with-
Molly. Send Molly to Canada page.
Molly's
Right.
like, are you kidding? I'm going to Disney. That's where she goes, Disney.
Yeah, although I have so much traveling coming up because I'm gonna go to leadership in Cabo because I'm fully
What?
vaccinated and they're letting us go. So I'm like, all right, let's
Aw.
do this.
Will you go
And
with
then,
your hubby
you
or
know,
alone?
Me and Marie are gonna room together.
Oh, nice.
So I'm
Nice.
so excited. Yes, but it's only a couple days. And then, we have Alaska. And then, well, first is reunion in Salt Lake City, then Alaska. Then in August, we are going to California for a week. So I have like so much
Wow.
traveling I'm doing this coming year. Thank God I've missed traveling like crazy.
Nice.
So yeah, Molly can't afford to fly herself out, but if anyone wants to pay for my room and board and flights, then you are more than welcome.
Listen, you have room and board anytime here.
Yep. Tina Winkleman, she left today to go on her cruise, to fly down to go.
She's going to, I think she's doing 3 cruises, Caribbean.
She canceled the third one just because she was gonna be gone like back to back to back. So she's doing one, get back to the port, get on another, but then she'll be home. But yeah,
Wow.
And I think they're 10 days each?
something like that, yeah. So she's so brave. She
Get
travels all
after it.
alone. All alone. I just couldn't do it.
She's going up doing that by
Yeah, she
herself.
goes alone. Yeah, she goes on all those cruises. Pat will go with her in January somewhere, but she's got trips booked every month up until next summer, and she goes on by herself on all of them.
I think she's taking her mom on.
Yeah, the one she is going with her mom, but most of them it's by herself. Yeah,
I'd be bored. I'd need a friend.
me too.
I
I'm
think
too
I think that's like, it's like her way of like, relaxing, but then she'll meet people kind of along the way.
Said there's always people she meets to sit with at dinner and go on the excursions and that, other couples and just people. She said you'd be surprised how many people do travel by themselves and stuff. So, and that's why she likes the cruise ships and she likes to go gamble at night and go to the shows and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm such a chicken, I couldn't go by myself.
That's awesome.
No way.
So,
probably
but I don't think I'll even, I did get level 3 for Alaska, which was exciting, but I think I'll have kittens by then because I'm breeding the cats. So I can't leave with brand new kittens here. So yeah,
That timing. Come on.
I know. Too bad we couldn't gift those trips, eh?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Just kidding.
That'd be
Oh goodness.
great.
But,
No.
oh well, it is what it is. Can't do everything.
All right. Well,
Well, I'm
gonna
ready for
stop
bed. I don't know
recording.
about all you.